The fraud and corruption cases of Vincent Smith and Angelo Agrizzi have been postponed to the 28th of September. It's been decided the two will face trial separately. This comes after an application by the NPA's investigative directorate. Agrizzi hasn't made physical appearances in court for a while, citing ill health. eNCA's Manqoba Mchunu is following that story and joins us now for an update. And Manqoba, it's what they call non-joinder in criminal proceedings, and sometimes it can present problems for the prosecution to say if these people were involved in a common cause crime and they were working together, why try them separately? What can you tell us about the reasons for the postponement as well as the reasons for these trials to be run separately?
Well, certainly, Tulas, it is a bit of a difficult terrain for the NPA's investigative directorate, given the fact that up until now, Angelo Agrizzi has not been able to present himself here before the Specialized Crime Court sitting here in Palm Ridge. In fact, you recall, Tulas, that the last time that Angelo Agrizzi actually appeared in this court was in October last year during his bail application, which was subsequently denied by this particular court. And that's when he was admitted to hospital after that. And the matter was then appealed at the Johannesburg High Court, which then granted him bail on the condition that, of course, some of his assets will be attached and that he'll have to report to police every Friday. So up until then, Tulas, he's really not been into this court. He's really not been coming to this court. In fact, we have seen the former ANC MP Vincent Smith appearing alone in this particular court. And that's the reason that the NPA has now decided to take this route to actually apply for Section 157 of the Criminal Procedure Act, which does provide that they can at any point ask the court to separate these two matters so that the cases themselves could continue. But perhaps the mitigating factor for all of this is the fact that if at all this matter does not proceed, if the trial is delayed, this could be prejudicial to the former ANC MP Vincent Smith. And that's the reason why the lawyers have now requested this. We do understand that the state had consulted with the doctors of Angelo Agrizzi. We understand that that happened just a few weeks ago. And the indication is that from the doctors is that Angelo Agrizzi is still not well to come to any court. And that's the reason why they've gone this particular route. And earlier on, we did speak to Angelo Agrizzi's lawyers, who also indicates that at this particular point, he cannot come to court. And the court then saying that this means the two matters will be heard separately. There will be two charge sheets that will be given on this particular matter. But in terms of how this matter will then proceed, Vincent Smith will be appearing in court. He will be facing trial alone. And Angelo Agrizzi will also be facing trial at a later stage, if and when he does get better.
So we held a joint meeting between myself, my instructing attorney, as well as the advocates who are present, Advocate Rousseau, as well as Advocate Mnyani, who's appearing here today, together with the doctor to try and get some idea as to the future in respect of Mr. Agrizzi appearing in respect of a trial in this matter, so as not to affect or impact on any other person in this matter, including the legal representatives who represent the other accused. And, Your Worship, the position is that at this stage, unfortunately, his medical condition is such, and I don't want to go into any details or go into private confidential between what the doctor discussed with us, but he did give us something in writing which we are taking up with my learned friends, just a short scenario. He's still not in a position to either attend court or at this stage to stand trial.
So that's Mani Wits there, who is the lawyer for Angelo Agrizzi. And of course, in the last few weeks, we saw Angelo Agrizzi appearing before the State Capture Commission of Inquiry virtually with what seemed to be an oxygen pipe attached to him, sort of helping him to breathe. Is there any indication at this stage, Manqoba, when he will be back in court, and perhaps what do we know about his state of health?
Well, at this particular point, Tulas, his lawyer is saying that Angelo Agrizzi is heavily reliant on oxygen. In fact, Manivit's going as far as saying that the doctors that had treated Angelo Agrizzi say that, in fact, he's lucky to be alive, given the fact that he is quite a sick man. He says that he is homebound, he's reliant on oxygen, he cannot walk a few meters, and therefore it will be pretty difficult for him at this particular stage to attend to any court. In fact, he was quite adamant that Angelo Agrizzi would not be able to attend any court at this particular stage due to the fact that he is heavily reliant on oxygen. But further than that, he says that he cannot even get out of his house. And in fact, the reason why he had opted to go online and to do a Zoom interview for the State Capture Commission is due to the fact that he relies heavily on machinery. He sleeps in a ventilation machine that monitors his oxygen levels, that deals or assists him to breathe when he sleeps at night. So he says that the condition at this particular point is not telling, it's not promising, and it doesn't look like Angelo Agrizzi will be able to attend to any court anytime soon. But the state, of course, saying that it is keeping an eye on Angelo Agrizzi's medical condition. It is going to be consulting further with his doctors just to try and perhaps understand at what point he will be able to come to court. But at this particular stage, they're also saying that they were left with little choice but to consider then separating these two trials to ensure that then Vincent Smith, while Angelo Agrizzi is unable to attend to court, may still continue with the legal processes against him.
All right, thank you for that. That's eNCA's Manqoba Mchunu with that report on that particular court matter that's now been postponed, and Angelo Agrizzi and Vincent Smith are set to face trial separately.